Eddie Brock is at the mercy of the Maker, and he's about to learn some horrible secrets he never thought possible. All this and more in Venom issue number 11. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Alrighty then, so this comic opens up with a flashback to Eddie's past. He and his beloved sister Mary are at the hospital the day their uncle ended up dying of cancer, this being yet just another example of how cancer has racked the Brock family. In the present though, Eddie is at the mercy of the ultimate Reed Richards, aka the Maker, who has made some rather interesting developments in trying to dissect Brock and the symbiote. It's obvious he's sick, there's no doubt about that, it's why Eddie collapsed in the previous issue, but the Maker isn't sure about this whole cancer thing and wants to dig a little deeper, even if that means killing Eddie in the process for his own scientific reasons. But I mean really, is that not just the Maker in a nutshell, scientific advancement at any cost? Luckily though, Dylan, Eddie's brother, has managed to sneak away from the Maker, only to return to his abusive father. Ooh, that's not good. While under the Maker's knife though, Eddie is forced to relive important moments from his past, like when he returned to the church where he first received the Venom symbiote and tried to kill himself after he came down with cancer the last time. Only everything in these memories are twisted and wrong, almost like they've been doctored or messed with. Eddie sees his sister Mary again, who ends up taking the form of another symbiote creature. They play around with the idea that perhaps all the cancer that has existed in the Brock family is somehow connected to the Abyss, the realm that Null, the god of symbiotes, was locked away in, and that perhaps the symbiotes were touching Eddie's life long before he ever became Venom. Or, at the very least, that's what they want Eddie to believe. You see, as the Maker goes further and further, running his tests and divorcing Eddie more and more from his alien costume, it becomes apparent that all of these memories that Eddie has been reliving aren't memories at all, they were fabrications. Mary, Eddie's beloved sister who died of cancer, turns out she never existed. Neither did the beloved uncle who died of cancer. These were all false memories implanted in Eddie's mind by the symbiote itself. That also means there's never been a history of cancer in the Brock family, and that's because the symbiote has literally been making Eddie sick this whole time, altering his cells to make it seem like he had cancer. Ooh, that is some pretty heavy stuff, and understandably Eddie doesn't take it very well. He thought he and the Venom suit were cool finally. Yeah, he could understand the symbiote pulling stuff like this back in the day, when they were both immature and villainous, but this right here, this completely changes everything. What's the symbiote's excuse? Well, it didn't want Eddie to leave him. The alien costume was scared, and that was because, well, get this, of Dylan, Eddie's brother, who, as we discover in a massive bombshell as the comic winds down, Dylan is not Eddie's brother, Dylan is Eddie's son. And it's on that positively insane note the comic comes to a close. So that was Venom issue number 11, everybody. If you couldn't tell, this issue absolutely blows this series wide open. Donny Cates comes in and makes some massive sweeping retcons that absolutely alters the past, present, and future of Venom as a character, and I can already tell from social media some people are not happy about it. Personally, I can only speak from myself and say that I was never that invested as Eddie Brock as a character or as Venom before I started reading this new series, so I personally have no problem with the change. In fact, I think it only makes Eddie a much more interesting, compelling, and dare I say even sympathetic character to see how he's been manipulated and used by something he thought he loved so deeply. This also gives the series a heck of a lot of new directions to go. How will Eddie react to being a father? Who's the mother? And will Eddie be able to put things aside with the Venom symbiote long enough to stop carnage in the Abyss? I think this story only further illustrates why Venom is a true must-read at Marvel, and I never thought I would say that, but hey, here I am. I would give this issue a 9 out of 10. Consistently good stuff. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, did you know, outside just making great weekly comic videos, I'm also on several comic book podcasts, some of which are very popular. There's the Weekly Pull, which the shirt I'm wearing right now. That one goes every other Tuesday. Then there's the Elseworlds Exchange over on the Comic
Pop channel. That's every Wednesday around 3 to 5, give or take. And then how could I possibly forget the Comic Multiverse, the show hosted by myself and Matt of Fortress of Solitude. That one goes live on this channel every Wednesday at 8, and also SoundCloud and iTunes later on. Be sure to check out and subscribe to those if you haven't already. I assure you, you won't be mistaken.